everybody. Welcome to Open Mic Podcast. I am so excited to have this show tonight. I have my repeat guest, Kristen Nemeth.
So happy to be here.
Who's done a couple of podcasts with me, and I've had a lot of projects with Stephanie Nelson. A newbie, but here's the thing. Kristen and I have been looking for a third Blondashian for over 10 years.
Yep. That's true.
It's been like a labor of love. Yeah, it's been a journey. And we have found her.
Well, if we're being honest, we've sort of let ourselves go. So I do have a blonde wig should I need to get that. I know, it's just a vibe. You said it.
Exactly. It's more the spirit. But if you feel a need to put more blonde on, who am I?
It might happen.
Who am I to stop?
I would applaud that all the time.
Anyway, so we invited Stephanie into this Blondashian group because, I mean, this is a story. This is a gift that just keeps on giving. I mean, we are going to break down, build back up, probably break it down again. I don't know. There's so much. I don't know how long. I don't know how much time we have. I mean, do people have sleeping bags? Because this might get really long. But anyway, it's about the phenomenon of Taylor Swift. Like, what the what? I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, I was at Wendy's, and I overheard this father say to his son, you know what? Taylor Swift's going to be bigger than Michael Jackson. And I swear to God, I was ready to get up and go, are you bananas? Like, absolutely not. Because I'm not a Swiftie, but I am now Swift curious.
Okay.
So I have been doing my homework, and You're guys brave. Have been doing your homework. I'm brave. I really am. So here's how I want to kind of break this down. I want to talk about her upbringing. Then I want to talk about where she got this drive that seems like just so amazing, and she's out there to prove something, and it's working, right? So you guys know this, but I think a lot of people don't. Taylor Swift was born and was raised till she was 11 in Pennsylvania, and her father owned a Christmas tree farm, and her father was a stockbroker. So even though she's super, super talented, and we're going to get to that, and she works really, really hard, she's not like a lot of other stars who start with nothing. Her father, according to what I've read, is worth $100 million. So sometimes to have money, having money helps you make money. So I think that helped her get through the door, but that's about it. And then from there, she took it on herself, and she has her own just drive. Like I read somewhere where she was learning how to play guitar, and it was a 6-string. And she said to the man, why aren't you teaching me the 12-string? And he said, because a girl, a little girl like you and all this kind of stuff, most women don't use the 12-string. And she immediately said to her parents, I want a 12-string for Christmas. So there's a chutzpah there that we're going to explore. We're going to break this all down. Like I said, I'm not a Swiftie, Swift curious. Where you fall on this?
Not a Swiftie at all. Just a casual fan. She's in pop culture, so I'm definitely aware of her, but not caught up in the phenomenon at all.
Right. And wouldn't you say on some level it's your kids are about my age, it's kids, but you don't have a daughter, so you don't have like a Swiftie daughter.
I do not.
Whereas where
I do.
Stephanie, so tell me where are you at? Where do you fall on the barometer of Taylor Swift?
Well, I will tell you that I love country music. And so Taylor, although she's crossed over and is now a pop star, a country star, her roots are in country. And so I've loved her since she hit the scene. I don't think I called myself a Swiftie then. I don't know if anyone called themselves a Swiftie, but I have a nearly 17-year-old daughter that is full on Swiftie. She's not going to like me talking about her right now.
You were like a fan from...
I was a fan from the beginning. I appreciated one thing, and people either love country or hate country. You don't find a lot of middle of the road.
That's true.
Country music is storytelling, and I love it. And she is an incredible storyteller, and so her lyrics are incredible. And if you like her music, don't like her music, tolerate her music, if you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty powerful.
And it's interesting because she wasn't really trained.
Nope.
That's like she's a savant.
Right.
Because I think she was 11 when she has a little clip of her, and she's like, I just wrote this song this morning. It's like, what?
Right.
She's got God-given talent.
She
definitely.
does. She does. And, it's interesting, too, because we all come from different types of families. And I came from a big Irish Catholic family. And so not taking anything away from good for Taylor's parents for saying, like, hey, we got something here. But when she asks her parents, can we move from Pennsylvania to Nashville? And they say yes. Like, it just blows my mind because
See, I would do that.
I know you
I
would.
would definitely do that.
But now Jim
If
Driscoll.
I was like, oh, one of these kids can make me some money, get on like whatever we
A
need to
future
get on
momager
to
right
move,
here.
right?
Who knew? A future momager.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, in a second,
Oh yeah.
off you go. Like, pack it up.
Yes.
Melrose, see you later. I
In
love
a
it. Oh my
second.
God, that's so fun. Because I had dreams of not being a country singer, but being, like famous and all that. I'm still trying to be famous. Hello.
I would say you're there. But
I mean, I got the
Yes.
sequins on. It's a Wednesday night. Come on. But I can just picture asking my dad, like, hey, Dad, I think I'm, good at this or that. And saying, can we move to LA? And he'd be like, no. Not only no, why don't you go up to the attic and pretend that's LA? Like, that was the kind of, like we didn't get in front of parents. Like, we were the children. Like, they made the decisions. Whereas child stars like Taylor, it kind of gets shifted. And she's kind of in charge, and, they're sort of more managers than they are parents, which I think can be a problem,
look at Britney.
Look at Britney.
Oh God.
She's a perfect example. Super talented, but no guidance,
Right.
And
then the money became divisive.
Exactly. And then you wonder, like, was it
wouldn't
worth it?
become divisive.
It would. No, you
here,
would
we
handle
would-
it beautifully.
right, we would
We're
just
not
throw a
worried
lot of
about you
parties.
at all.
Thank you very much.
But I don't know if it. By the way, we're going to get to this. This is not the Time Person of the Year. This is like an extra. They just have. There's so much going on with her. She needs another Time full magazine on her.
Well, as everything gets digitized and magazines are less popular, bravo to Time. Because Time had a whole host of options, many that some people would probably say might have deserved it more.
Yes.
But they
But
want to sell a magazine.
They want to sell a magazine, and look at this. Isn't even the Time Person of the Year. This is just a special edition.
It's a special edition, and it's flying off the
How
shelves.
many people have purchased a
How much
Time
was it?
magazine?
Oh, how much was it? Good question.
Like
MMTV
$15,
paid for it.
Like $30. Like how much was
I
it?
can't say it
She-
out
How
loud because
much?
Fran Nolan's not going to be happy. It was $15.
Okay. All right.
It was. Clearly, I didn't look at the price. I was just so excited about it. But now, have either of you seen Miss Americana?
No.
I have not.
No. Was that homework that I gave the two of you?
It was.
This is the first I'm hearing of that. I don't. Is it like a movie?
It's a documentary on Netflix, but that's okay. I'll carry you through.
Okay.
Um,
We did go for a drink the night that you told us to watch that.
I don't have
For the
any.
record.
What's it about?
Is it about Taylor?
well, let's hope so, because otherwise, what am I talking about? Of course, it's about Taylor.
Oh my gosh.
No, but it takes her through. It's really great because she is very, very honest about not really fitting in, and then just really realizing that if she tries to be somebody else, it's not going to work. If she continues to her talent, she's going to feel good about herself. She uses writing as therapy, so it kind of became her only road. Not in a bad way, but just a very interesting, like I don't think she really is an extrovert. I think she's worked at that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say a lot of big stars are actually introverts, but they portray this other sort of person.
And that's the thing that's really fascinating is that you look at someone like her, especially where she started so young, and she walks out, she's like 18 years old, 19 years old, thousands and thousands of people. She's fine. She's calm as a cucumber. But when Kanye West interrupted her,
The Grammys.
she really, really lost her footing. And you think to yourself, here's a woman who goes out every night and, kills it, but I guess it's different. It's
Well, and that's scripted, right? That's all strategic. That's all part of her program, and she controls that. Kanye jumping in front of her and grabbing the mic.
Kanye being Kanye.
Kanye being Kanye and her.
Is he running for president?
I don't think so.
Just
Not
curious.
this time, I don't think so.
Not this time.
No, it's
That's another episode
Right.
here
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Blondashians on open mic.
What I want to know is how many people think you're secretly an introvert?
I don't think anyone.
To be honest, I didn't expect such a delay. I was like, well, that joke didn't work.
No, it landed.
Okay.
Oh, no, it landed.
I'm learning,
Because
Julie.
you
I'm
had
learning.
to think about it for a second.
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, where are we going with this? This is
Yeah.
a trick. They don't watch
Right.
Americana, but they got tricks up their sleeve. But
You don't like this 2v1
I know.
thing.
No, I do not. I don't know. I don't know why I agreed to that. But no, seriously, it's such a good study about psychology and life because she says it herself. She says, I was looking for public acceptance and love, and she was getting it. But when that Kanye West situation happened and Scotty Braun, I think that's another, I'll get to that. But with Kanye West, like, because she isn't in social settings on a normal level, like let's go meet for coffee or let's go get our nails done. She can't do that. Like she can't, she says, like it really threw her. And when they were booing, and they were booing him for being so rude, she thought they were booing her. And it shows you like how much self-esteem needs to be worked on almost daily for these stars to.
And how human everyone is, right?
I
Like,
mean,
because you
She was
think
so
she's
young too.
Right.
Wasn't she?
yeah,
like,
she was
new
18, 19.
Yeah.
no one's insulated from it.
No, and live is live, and he's a live wire. I mean, God only
Yeah,
knows. I
it's a
mean,
nice way to say it.
I'll give it to her. I'll give it to her. She stayed composed where someone else wouldn't. But what she says is, between that and Scotty Braun was her first manager. Scooter, thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. Thank you. What is it again?
Scooter Braun.
Scooter.
He's Scotty to Julie.
Skateboard Braun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he, she was new to the business. Her parents were new to the business, and so he owned all her music. I know a lot of you know this already, and so, these are the things that she catapulted into business savvy, catapulted. Oh well, then I'll just redo all my albums. Who does that?
Right.
Yeah.
So I can own my music.
Right.
That was someone's idea though, and I forget. whose.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson. I say that because Taylor always sends Kelly flowers after she finishes one of her albums because she thanks her for that idea. And Kelly's like, I say it like I know.
brilliant.
Kelly's fine. She's not taking credit for it, but
That's brilliant though.
it is brilliant.
That was like a game changer.
And so those two things, and then she took a year off. I think she was in Ireland. I'm not really sure. Still looking. Still trying. I'm still investigating.
Get back to us on
Why
that.
is it that I don't know where
Figure
she
that
was
one
for a
out.
year? My God, I'm doing my homework.
Would we know the answer if we had watched Americana?
No,
just
no, you
curious.
wouldn't. You know
Okay,
why?
okay.
You wouldn't know because this is when she was dating Joe Alwyn.
Ah,
And you know how Joe is
Secret
like
squirrel.
secret squirrel.
6 years of
60. Yeah,
quiet
we're gonna get to
behind.
that. But yeah, so she took that year off because she was getting hate mail and all sorts of, she was crumbling as a person and she knew it. And so she took the year off, and she says that she had to redo her belief system from scratch.
That's heavy work.
That's a lot. That's.
Is that a
I
reason
don't know if
for
there's
a
enough
social
Pinot Grigio in the world to do all of that.
Yeah.
Certainly
Heavy
not one
lifting.
snack bottle. That is not.
That is some serious drizzly delivery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rethink her
Entire belief system, what she
I'm
meant.
tired.
Why take that on?
That's a lot.
Listen,
Digging deep.
believe what you want, whatever.
Right.
No,
And
but
change it later, maybe. Like, it's
Or not.
okay.
Right. Or say you did it, but not really.
so where she was going with that is that she doesn't. Well, she claims that she doesn't care what people think anymore, and I think that's a really big pill to swallow for any of us. Like, you can have a good day and you can be like, that boss is a jerk and you don't care about him specifically. But I think in general, as an umbrella, that's a really tough call.
Right.
And I'm going to take it a step further. I think that she's working on it, but she's not there yet because of the Golden Globes reaction to Joe Coy. If you didn't watch the Golden Globes, Joe Coy is a well-known comedian, but he's not at that level where you'd see him at award shows, right? He's not.
Right.
He's someone that when he's a comedian and he's on the stage, people have paid a ticket to see him.
Right.
He's coming out to the wolves, like Hollywood, pretentious.
And wasn't he a last-minute ad? He made reference to I've only been working on this for 10 days. Come on,
and then
guys.
he said, and he said something like, and he kind of tried to blame it on his writers, which I think is not cool at all. Like, own it. The joke wasn't great. You could have rewritten it. You could have skipped it, but you didn't. And then that one failed. And then you went on to the Barbie one. Like, Joe, come on.
Right.
What are we doing?
Know your audience.
Yeah, exactly. Like, your audience is not digging this.
Yeah.
You might want to go with just compliments. Like, everybody looks nice tonight.
Right.
Boy, you all clean up
But
nice.
her
Right. I
reaction
love
was
you,
so
Robert De
poor.
Niro.
I mean,
and did you guys see her reaction? Did you know what I'm talking about?
bad.
It was so mean, and it wasn't. Again, I thought it was a so-so joke, but I didn't think it was offensive. She
No.
goes to the NFL games and she's on TV. She has changed the NFL.
So I was just going to interject and say, remember, we've had this conversation where I'm a football fan.
Right.
And I'm thinking the NFL's loving life right now because there are a lot of fans that are following football just to see, does she go to Gillette? Does she go to this game? It's a real thing. So for him to make that joke, like, oh, we haven't had as many shots of Taylor here tonight as you would during an NFL game, that's funny because that's
funny,
real.
That's true. Right.
Well,
And so for her to
Get
kind of
over
be
it.
standoff, like
I don't see. I mean, and she's not stopping going to the games.
you would have thought she'd be like,
I mean, it would have been so nice if she had said, Joe, come on now.
right.
Am I
You're
getting a
right.
good angle now? What's happening? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If she just had fun with it, I think someone at her level now, give Joe a bone.
Right.
Throw him a bone,
Yeah,
for God's
exactly.
sakes. So I just,
And in her defense, on the flip side, when Barbie won for, it's a new award, so I can't remember. It was
cinema, something about
like cinematic achievement or something, basically like blockbuster times 100. When Barbie won over her, she stood up, she applauded, like she's classy. I just think she missed the mark on that.
She missed the mark on that. And I think part of that is what we were talking about before, which is if it's scheduled.
Right.
Like she's sitting there scheduled, this is what's coming next for the award. I'm ready for if it's not me, I'm popping up, right?
100%.
But then the Joe thing,
Right.
the Kanye thing.
That caught her off
That's
guard.
like she's yet to understand like it's fine to not get angry at everybody's not trying to throw darts at you all the time. They don't have time for it.
Right.
You know?
And they're in a room. They don't know when the camera's necessarily on them. She could have been, who knows what she was doing, having a moment. I don't know. She didn't know he was going to say her name.
She didn't know. That's exactly it. She didn't know. So now she doesn't know. And now the camera's on her. She's grabbing her champagne or whatever. And I just think her whole creative process is slow and deliberate. Like she's going to write a song and it's going to be perfect. And she's going to do a 3.5-hour concert. So this whole improv-y out of nowhere nonsense is
You're
like
this is my lane. Taylor.
yeah, it's like, Taylor, why don't you call me and I'll help you out with that one because, but anyway, so now we got to move to the other scenario, which is Taylor Swift has always been considered somewhat of a serial dater. Okay, I don't think all the guys she went out with were boyfriends per se. But here's Travis, completely different than anybody she's ever dated, right? And isn't it funny because people think they have a type? Like people think they have a type. I mean, I did. I dated a lot of guys that had red hair. So I thought that was my type. But it's not really, like you might, I don't know. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, I just wouldn't have pegged you for ginger. So that's where I got.
It is interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't expect
Side
that.
Sorry.
No, it's
Fran's
fine.
always been the silver fox.
And then I ended up with a silver fox. It's like, how do you know?
Right.
So
will you edit that piece out? Because I'm just thinking Fran.
Oh, Fran will be
Gingers.
fine.
He's fine.
You think he's going to watch this?
Fair point. Okay, got it.
But anyway, so Travis is exactly the same age as Taylor. They're both 34. He turned 34 on October 5th. She turned on December 13th. And he like a summer before, or maybe 2 summers before, he coaches new tight ends for the NFL. And there's a picture of him at a table like this making friendship bracelets.
Oh.
Okay, cute as a button. He's like, I thought, to welcome everybody, I'd have friendship bracelets. I hope I get one. And then the clip goes on, and he's on the football field, and this one kid goes, I'm new, and so I brought friendship bracelets. And so, if you don't know, that's a Taylor situation. She started that, and it's a really beautiful thing.
But he does that now?
He didn't know her, but he knew of her and was like, oh, this will be a fun, welcoming.
Right.
So
Right.
he's
Yeah,
been like a
connection.
fan of hers, like through the years.
Okay.
And so he made her a specific one and tried to get it to the July concert at Arrowhead where he was at.
Right.
And so he was like, oh, thinking he
Digits.
can NFL himself into the back, and they're like, oh no, she doesn't speak to anybody before or after a concert. She has to save her voice, blah, blah, blah. So he was like,
but look,
should I do that
have
again?
This bracelet.
So, but yeah, he put his phone number on it. And then she heard the podcast and said, that's pretty cool. Like, flattered. She's like, who wouldn't be, right? So Erin Andrews, who is a sports announcer, and she also sells a lot of the like really high-end sports stuff. Mm-hmm. She's in the back. She's how they got connected. So it's fascinating because he's nothing like anybody she's ever dated. Like all her other boyfriends have been like artsy and like 5'4", and I don't want the camera on me. And it's like, oh my God,
That was good.
6 years of that?
Right.
Kill myself.
She's already depressed.
She's already writing these dark songs, guys.
Obviously,
Come on.
she needed to get out of
Right.
Yeah.
that era.
Yeah. Good
There
one.
we go.
Good one. But anyway, yeah, like he's just this, 6'5" football player. And the best part is he wants to be her boyfriend. And like someone said, oh, there's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. And he was like, yeah. And everyone in the country's like, oh my God, I want a Travis Kelce. Like that's manly. And that's something that needs to come back.
That shot that's gone viral where she comes off of the stage at the end of the concert, runs into his arms, they hug, everyone goes bananas, and then he's so proud. He's like, that's me.
That's me. Because
I'm dating Taylor.
not to bring it up again, but the homework that you didn't do in Miss Americana.
I just don't know that.
I've never heard
I'm
of
not
this.
sure. I'm not sure you need to go there again.
Have that meeting.
Our studio audience is aware.
They are.
That piece.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm done, but no. But she does a similar thing with Joe Alwyn, and you know what he does? He turns his body so he's not on the camera, and he doesn't kiss her or anything. Oh no.
No.
Oh no. This is our Taylor Swift.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
So I'm hopeful. I know I wrote on Facebook when they were first gonna go to I heard they were getting together and I went, oh no, Taylor, no, my God, no, nothing, he doesn't need anything more for his big fat head. Because I did kind of think he was full of himself. which he may be, but he also needs to have a pretty strong self-esteem and ego to be in this relationship.
I think when you were questioning how you felt about him,
here we go.
You posted a picture of him on a golf course after he had driven the ball probably 450 yards.
Yep.
And I think he went down and did some kind of dance, and you said, "Taylor, you can do better."
And you called him a douche.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if there was like censorship.
Let me
on
clarify.
MTV.
Oh, not on an open mic. We can say anything.
All right. So
Let me
douche. Yep.
No,
Yep.
it was douchebaggery. I feel the need to clarify.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, is that a word? It should be.
You invented it?
Yeah.
And
Love
you
it.
used it perfectly in that scenario. It was obnoxious.
I just like his outfits and his whole, I don't know. I'm
He's a flashy guy.
He is a flashy guy.
I'm not a fan of the outfits. I will agree there.
Thank you.
But at the same time, I can't imagine she is best suited with somebody that's quiet and behind the scenes. Like, she wants somebody that's gregarious and fun and out there.
I think she's having the time of her life. And I agree with you. Like, if you look at all the guys, they're all very similar. Jake Gyllenhaal, John Mayer.
Oh, God. He's a head
Joe
case.
Alwyn. I said him
That
1,000
John
times.
Mayer is a total head case. If you ever read Jessica Simpson's memoir.
Oh, and you love a memoir.
I do. Yeah, he does some
crazy, right?
serious head damage.
Head damage, yeah. Yeah, I could see
So
that.
if she came out of that, then
Yeah, for sure. But no, I just think it's like the world has been so crazy, and it's just a nice. I mean, maybe I'm romantic or whatever, but I think like it's a nice distraction. It's like fun. It's fun to see her not just doing concerts and running around and and she's actually up in the booth talking to Ed Kelsey. That's Travis's father, by the way. You know that. Come on.
They might not have known that, but they know it now.
Well, they know it now. So here's
and what about Mom? What's Mom?
Donna. Here's another interesting fact for all of you. Taylor has a brother. It's just the two of them. Travis has just a brother. Taylor and Austin's parents got divorced after 20 years of marriage, I believe, 20-something years of marriage. Donna and Ed Kelsey got divorced 20-something years into marriage. So it's kind of like they both have a similarity in that their upbringing was about them. Like, the reason the Kelseys didn't get divorced for a long time was because they realized that the boys needed them to get to practice and this and that, and they saw the talent. So they were like, oh my God, we got to stick with this. And I think that's kind of what happened with Taylor. I think they were like, okay, we're not going to be a married couple anymore, but we're managers.
Right.
And we're going to manage her. And
but that's a foundation that I think helps contribute to your success, right? I mean, your parents put you first at their own sort of, like, they've sacrificed their own happiness.
I mean, Jim Driscoll left me in the attic, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to bring you back there, Julie.
they're all probably pretty happy, I'm thinking now.
Right.
It works out.
I think they feel like the sacrifice was well worth it.
Right.
Do we know were the families together for the holidays?
It's a great question.
Because I have to think two families that were sort of on the same path, like all getting together. That's got to be interesting.
It is interesting. I know that they got together the day after Christmas because both boys were playing on Christmas Day. But I still think I think they're still trying to work it out. I know that Taylor brought her parents and her brother to the Christmas Day game, and he dressed up as Santa, the brother, Austin, and gave out presents and gave, get this, Travis a VHS of his like favorite like football movie or sports movie, something.
Cute.
I'm sorry I don't have the name. I mean, it's just what am I doing? Am I sleeping all day?
This will be in the after show. We'll
Yeah,
find the name.
I
We'll discuss it.
will get the exact stuff. But
that's cute. That's thoughtful and different,
sweet.
right?
Yes, it is. It is. And you know, it's one of these things where, like, even though they're divorced, they're still they're still together all the time.
Intertwined.
They're
Totally.
very intertwined.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes forward, because if Travis goes into the Super Bowl, his team, there's not going to be much. This is sad. Like, what else do I do? Why do I know all this?
I was just wondering, do you think anyone ever wants to look at, I think they call it like your cookies, like your deep dives? Like, at any point, are you a flag on like Taylor's like radar?
Like her security
here she
team.
comes again.
Her security team's like, she Googles that. Those people,
She's like
every
Google
minute.
Maps trying to get her house in Nashville.
Yeah,
like,
Donna's being brought
do
to
you know
like
where the line is,
like a
Julie?
bunker.
Yeah,
Donna's being brought
exactly.
to a bunker. We don't know who she is, but she is like.
There's someone from Melrose, Massachusetts that's triggering a whole lot of red flags.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe
it is concerning.
Maybe just an awareness.
It is
for
concerning.
you.
No, but if he goes to the Super Bowl, which I'm sure he would love to do, the time that she goes back on tour is like they don't have. That's gonna. But right now she's on break till February 7th, so we'll see.
This is.
Do I know what my kids have to do tomorrow? They're on the road. Come on, I'm busy.
That's a struggle.
You know what I do love? Donna, Travis's mom, said something early on in their relationship. She said, listen, I have 2 NFL successful boys. Like, my life has been turned upside down in the last couple of weeks because of this introduction of Taylor, but she loves it, right? I mean, they show you shots of them together, but she said, I've had like famous sons for years and years and years, and
this is
like next level.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because all of the variables, like, does Julie Nolan go to the suite that particular Sunday? And then they're like, no, have you seen how much like she's looking
she's
up Taylor?
banned from all NFL games.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the other thing that's interesting too, is it's like, if a relationship is not working out, that's fine, but don't be sour apples. And that's the problem I have with Travis Kelce's former girlfriends. He was in tell me I'm the only one that watched this probably. Catching Kelsey.
Yes.
Have you heard of this? It was on the E! Channel.
That was not homework, and I am confidently saying I did not see that.
I did
I
not assign
love
that.
trash TV.
I watched one episode, so I get.
You know what I'm talking about. It was kind of like a Bachelor idea. Like, it was one person from 50 states, one girl from 50 states, and the name of the show was Catching Kelsey, that he would fall in love with one of the 50, because that makes sense. Yeah. That's how you fall in love. You just throw 50 women on a football field.
He was up for it.
He was so up for it, and you know why? Because he was in debt and he made $1 million.
I mean,
if you
that's a
really
good
think
reason.
a show like that is really going to bring you real love, like,
no, but
come on. I know. We
but
like
you know
the whole.
what? I'm glad I watched
does
it
work
because I
sometimes.
feel like he was
Trista,
endearing.
Ryan.
He was endearing more. I didn't expect him to be as endearing as I found.
You saw a
him.
different side.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
In one episode.
yeah.
I
We had a connection.
You had a
I
connection
felt
in the
it.
one episode? Yeah.
I thought he was going to be douchebaggier than he was, but he really wasn't.
No, he was very endearing. And one of the things that I think really helped him, when we've talked about this before, is that he had his brother on the show.
Yes.
His brother is like solid.
Adorable.
Love him, love his wife, love the whole scenario. And I think Travis kind of went like a little left and was kind of like a little crazy, where Jason was kind of like straight and,
Who's the older?
Jason.
Okay.
So Jason was like good at school, good at the football, making practices, whatever. Travis was off, Travis took Jason's car and like went up in like Vancouver or something and got in an accident, and it's like a whole thing. I mean, he's different now, but he was just like trouble.
Yeah.
But I think that, and he even said it, that the weekly podcast that they do is very like grounding for him,
Right.
because he's like with him.
Yes.
every week, and he's looking at Jason with the wife and the 3 kids, and
Right.
so I think he's
Right.
kind of getting,
I'm like, wait, maybe I want that.
maybe I
you
do
know?
want that. Yeah.
I
So-
will say I took my almost 17-year-old and her friend to Ed Sheeran at Gillette last summer. And last minute change of the opening act, it was John Mayer instead of whoever it was supposed to be was sick. The amount of hatred towards John Mayer at a concert for Ed Sheeran by Swifties was the most a mind-blowing thing. We were driving
Okay.
down Route 1 and people are like yelling out like, "We hate you, John. We hate you, John." I was like, "We're going to an Ed Sheeran concert. Like, what is
God.
happening?" So it's deep.
It's deep, and
Like
it's
the
gotta
love
be
for Taylor
humbling.
is deep.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think like if you saw her hurt by Jake or John or Joe, I mean, Swifties have said. So I hope Travis is just buckled up and ready.
Travis better realize, like, this is, like, he doesn't get out of this alive. I think is what we're saying.
I think you put a ring on
Yeah,
it.
you put a
Travis.
ring on it, or the Swifties are going to come marching down.
That's
and
what I'm
taking him.
saying,
Yeah,
like-
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's a loyalty.
They
there.
got to get to it.
Yeah.
Well, and we're baby making age, right?
Exactly.
100%. That's why I'm so upset for the 6 years. In
Right.
both of them. Travis was with his girlfriend for off and on for 6 years.
Right.
What do you do? 6 years is a long time.
Right.
Because
you think
then
this will
when
get
you're-
to Taylor?
When you're halfway in, you're like, is
I
this
know.
gonna
We talked about
change?
this.
And I'll
Like, do
hang
I want to go
on.
back out in the single
Right.
world? I get it.
So
yeah.
that can go on for like years.
Yeah.
At
I-
that age too. It's like prime
Because she's
time.
34 now.
She's 34.
Right.
He just turned 34. So I predicted a Christmas wedding,
Okay.
2024. But
Had the 2024.
because her tour ends in, again, I don't know when my children's birthdays are, but I know when her tour is done.
You're much more than Swift curious, my friend.
Yeah.
You've gone over
I
to
think
the
it's
other
official.
side.
I think I've jumped
You've
a
transitioned on
whole.
over. You're a
I'm
full-blown
almost
fan.
like embarrassed. I've like hit a wall. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Swiftie.
wow, I know
Yeah.
everything.
Is now a good time to say I am a Swiftie? Like, no, you're not ready.
Give me a minute.
I
Let me
just
think
heard her
about
say
it.
transition. I figured maybe we could.
Well, it's something's happening.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Got
Something
it.
is happening.
Got it.
But her tour ends November 2024. So I was like, oh, there we go. She
Right.
loves Christmas. She grew up on a Christmas tree farm.
Right.
I mean, it's all
Your
right there.
predictions are usually spot on.
I have a
are.
pretty good record. But
You do.
But I've been reminded that the NFL football season is like, who would get married in the middle of the season? But Travis, you're not getting any younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Taylor, let's
Exactly.
go.
Right.
You
Do
know,
we want to have babies?
what
Like-
are we doing?
Right.
So.
You heard it here first. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
But I just hope it's real, and I hope they have fun, and I hope they, I hope they don't rush anything. I hope they just, do the different stages. I do think that it's an amazing challenge with their schedules. I mean, that is like, I could see Travis being like, you know what, I'm good. I've played football enough. Let's go on a
Yeah.
yacht.
Why
Yeah.
not?
I mean, I would.
Didn't he go to like Buenos Aires? Or
He
somewhere
did,
like
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he could just be her wingman on the tour.
And
right?
the thing is, I think he's confident enough to do that. I think he's accomplished. Well, I think he has a little more to accomplish in football. But other than that, I think he's like, hey, this worked. A
It's
friendship
almost
bracelet.
like you know him.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's
Wow.
it's the 6 hours of catching Kelsey that I'll never get back.
That's true.
That's 6 hours of
is-
spending, every Sunday night for 6 weeks. Let's go, Travis. What do we got?
That's time. I mean, that's serious bonding time.
And so the girl that
Did non-ginger Attorney Nolan watch with you?
No, in
Okay.
fact, come on. He'd stand up and go, oh my God. I'd be like, nope, I got the TV. It's catching Kelsey. He'd be like, catch you later.
If Travis grew his hair out, would he be a ginger?
It's all excellent
Puzzle
questions.
pieces.
I do like, so to your point, I don't know about the ginger, but to your point, like I think he looks, well, of course he was younger, but he looks better with the hair a little more grown. I don't like, I don't like this and the, as a matter of fact, you don't find him attractive at all.
No. Nope.
How about that?
I don't.
Yeah,
No.
he's just, yeah,
He's
no.
too like goofy or something, like for me.
You know,
I don't like
Tall,
that.
muscular, successful.
yeah, I frown on that too. Yeah, that is like, come on, walk away.
Yeah. Next.
I mean, all that is good.
No, obviously not, Kristen.
But I don't think I can. I just don't.
No, I know.
I don't like his look.
Right. You like short, skinny.
No, I don't.
Hey, listen, everybody
Hey,
has
to
a
each
thing.
his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yes.
But yeah,
successful. Works
we
out.
we may have to do a part 2 on this because this is, like I said, this is a gift that keeps
You
on
want to
giving.
dive deeper. And guess what? If we were to do a part 2, I will commit for both of us.
To
We will watch our
Miss
show.
Americana.
Our homework.
Yes.
Whatever
Yes.
it was. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
It's a little
Again.
too late,
Right? I
ladies.
think we were at Rising Eagle.
I
We had
think
a
I told them
cocktail.
everything about it. They don't. It's like if they talk about it, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I remember watching that." No, you didn't. You said you never heard me say it.
What is it about just her? It's
It's-
just about her life? I have no idea. I don't. I have no clue.
It's literally her documentary. It's like,
She made it?
well, someone made it for her.
Isn't there like a movie of her though right
Yes.
now?
So the
Okay.
movie's about
That's
her
not what you're
concert.
talking
No, I'm
about.
not talking about that.
Okay.
This was before. This was before her Eras tour. This was probably maybe 2019, before
Okay.
the pandemic.
Okay.
But it's very educational.
If there is a comment card for the studio audience, they might say, have your guests actually do their homework. I'm just, right? I'm
And I have one last thing, and then we're gonna, because we've covered it. I think we've covered it all. But I have one picture that I just want to show, and it's not just her. It's a lot of people that are famous. Come on, Julie. Where are we?
Are you,
Well, first of all, I loved when she looked like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she
Yes.
was younger, but I
That
like
was
the
like Tim
curly
McGraw.
hair.
That's
Yeah, that's
good
the
hair.
Tim
And-
McGraw.
And her bangs are correct.
Correct, because I know how you feel about the
I
bangs.
do.
Yeah,
I don't
that they
have-
don't. See, look at that, cute as a button.
Adorable.
Wait, hold on. What's the deal with bangs?
She wears her bangs wavy
Okay.
and in her eyes.
Okay.
I'm like,
So all the way back
why-
is okay.
Like, yeah, like curtain bangs are fine, but she needs to like tend to her bangs. They're just, you'll see it now.
Okay,
You'll
got
see
it. Yep.
This is what we do. This is
Yep.
what we do.
Okay, did
Okay,
we-
so
did we
this
find-
is
is it a centerfold?
okay.
This is good. It's just too, I don't know.
Okay, so this photo is used a lot as her promotional photo, and she does. She looks gorgeous,
Yeah.
but there's something about the look in the eyes. I don't know what it is. It's like
It's the white eyeliner that they use
oh,
on
yeah.
the inside. They all use that. That's why
It's
they
not.
all look
It's
like
not
that.
her look at all.
No, they
it's
all
not
do that.
$14.99.
Right?
Come on. Oh my goodness.
I will say what you're missing with that shot, that navy
is the
outfit,
best.
That dress,
Yeah.
stunning.
She really does.
And the earrings, I
She gives us
absolutely
good
agree
looks.
about white
She
eyeliner.
definitely
delivers look.
She looked good at country and western, and she looks
Absolutely.
even better at the pop. I
Yeah.
mean, her dress
Yeah.
at the Golden Globes,
Gorge.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Do they teach you how to do that, by the way, on the red carpet?
This is that's
You know what I mean?
I'm
Because they
talking
turn
about.
and they're like,
It's the
like, who does that? And I don't mean like duck lips or whatever they call it.
Step and repeat. That's where you
Yeah.
step and you.
I get
paparazzi
it, but
and then you go.
I feel like I'd be like, I'm so excited to be here.
Me
Like,
too. I
right?
would totally ruin that.
Yeah.
But you know who does it to the point where I'm like, okay, enough. Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my
Smolder.
God.
Like she just, I mean, she is gorgeous. I'm going to give it
Her
to her,
dress
but
was way too tight, and there's no need of it.
there's no way she was breathing in that.
I actually think that dress was complicated because it was way too tight, and then it had those like
There was a lot.
It had a
happening.
lot of
rose
lot of
things
business.
in the back,
Fiddling
and
with
she,
cups.
yeah,
that
exactly.
was
It's a
gonna be.
lot of business.
And
It
he's
is.
already pissed. He's already mad.
Oh,
So-
that's a whole
Who,
nother
Ben?
show.
Yeah.
That's another show.
That's a
another
whole nother show. How miserable he is. Oh God, big mistake. Just
you know
marry
what,
one
guess what?
Jennifer. Just marry one Jennifer. That's
Yeah.
the rule.
That-
He misses the high noon, if I'm being honest.
Well, listen, ladies, this was
Thank you.
so much fun.
Thank you for including me.
Oh, absolutely. I
This
mean,
was
this
great.
is just this is what we do. We break it down, build it back up.
Break it down again.
So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Swift fan? Can I be just a
Okay.
Swift fan and
All
not a
right.
Swiftie? I don't know. I don't know if I can
What's your,
commit.
so in all fairness, for someone that has invested
Hours?
the time that you've invested,
giving
what
you
is
my
your
bracelet.
apprehension? I should give you all
Take
of
the
mine.
bracelet.
Yes. Yes.
What is your apprehension to the term? You're just not ready?
I'm not. Well, like tonight we played her music
Yeah.
before, and I really was starting to really enjoy it. So I think I'm studying her from a pop culture person
Okay.
and not her music. And so now that's my next step. Because who needs to do housework and laundry?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got work to do. I'm studying. I say to Fran, I'm doing
if
research.
You're gonna love her music. I'm very curious.
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
curious
Because
too.
if you love it, you're not even gonna care about any of the stuff that you studied up on.
Ooh, that makes me feel bad.
I'm telling you, because you're gonna love it and you're not gonna care.
And I'm not going to care. Well, I always care.
You will
though.
care.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's-
I always have
yeah.
an opinion. Yeah.
True.
But anyway, well, thank you for watching. This has been Open Mic Podcast, where we like to say nothing is off the table. And obviously this evening, we abided by that.
Douchebaggery.
Douchebaggery. Is that what I want to say as my last word?
I know.
I feel like that's a perfect close.
Good night.
And see.